All right, I'll be right back.
Did not just start the stream and leave. This is what a real partnership looks like. And I am finding us on YouTube, so I'm going to see myself manning the empty room. Hello, Tangi. Jason. Good to see you all.
But you could see Kitty, see? So you weren't alone.
Actually, Kitty kind of just looked like a pillow on the couch. I didn't even realize she was back there.
Oh, yeah, she's a little sweetheart. Here, hold on a sec. We'll see if we can bring her over. Hey, kitty cat. Oh, my precious cat.
And Tangi, that was a good question. Like, David started the stream and literally walked away. He was like, hey, I'm hitting start. And then he walked out of the room. And I was like, thanks. Cool.
I know. It must be so hard. It must be so hard to be Jesse.
Also, you still have the OBS thing pulled up in the front.
I sure do. There we go. There we go. See, that feels good. Now I have a cat purring on my lap. She's so happy. All right, I think we need to be here. Yes.
We need to be at the purple underneath.
Oh, my precious cat.
As I watch your scrolling catch up, you went all over the place.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, indeed, Tangi. What would this show be without David's whimsy?
That's right. I paid $5 for it.
Well, you need to specify you're paid $5 annually.
A whimsy subscription. I like that.
And of course, I take taxes out before I pay you. And retirement and, all the other things.
Yeah, I mean, the retirement, I mean, those are just theoretical because, of course, you're not allowed to retire.
Whimsy never retires.
That's right. Okay, and then, I need to turn the volume down on my phone. I need to switch it from live chat, top chat to live chat, live chat. There we go.
Yes, you do. Miles says it should be $4.99 a month for a gold whimsy membership.
It sure should be, and it's good you get to be here, Evan. So today, I think, what are we doing? This is your last stream, right? Before we switch to the real host, the real co-host. You were just kind of in an interim capacity.
Yeah, it's been interim for 2 years.
Yeah.
No, only a year and a half.
Bureaucracy,
It has been a year and a half, hasn't it?
It sure has.
Holy cow, how have I put up with you for that long?
I don't know, but now you are stuck with me. So, let's do, I don't know, a language? What are we doing?
Do you want to talk about the poll results?
Oh, poll. Yeah, okay. So we were talking about whether because of course these things are going to be deleted, right? These coda consonants are going to be deleted, but we were talking about if the approximant, that is R, codas, and the N, the nasal codas, we're going to essentially leave a voicing trace.
Sorry, I'm reading the comments and people are trying to guess what I would be if I took off my Jessie mask and then the real co-hosts were revealed. And the suggestions range from Evan saying there's a mouse there to Kobe saying it's Bib. That would be amazing.
You're just keeping a seat warm. You're just keeping a seat warm.
Okay.
Okay. Speaking of the mouse, I forget. Did you tell everybody on the stream about the mouse in your hotel room up north? I think you did. I
don't know. Was it this stream or was that something we mentioned in the patron stream? Yeah. I don't remember. There was a mouse in my hotel room.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was not fine, but it was fine.
You're a big fan
It
of
ate all our
mice.
snacks.
You like mice, and that's why you left the snacks out, so you could feed the mouse.
Oh, and Jonathan says yes, yes. And Kobe was like, yeah, at 3 a.m.
Yep.
Absolutely right.
That's right.
Oh, for the people suggesting that I am secretly a David clone, just no. The world could not handle 2 Davids.
I just needed external validation, so I cloned myself so that you would just say yes to all of my crazy ideas. That's it.
I feel like people know that's not true. Evan, yeah, the LangTime chat episodes will be available at some point. We hit a bit of a technical snag there, but they will be available at some point. Have no fear.
That's very kind of you to say we. Evan, that is on me. I'm the one that takes all that stuff and actually turns it into the podcast. And I have not done it yet. I was supposed to have done it like a few weeks ago at this point. I haven't gotten there yet, but don't worry, I will get there.
And Applesauce Project, you're right. Underneath my mask, it's really just Minnie, because I am my own mini-me.
And Minnie, what's a famous Minnie? Minnie Mouse.
So I am a mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, poll time. I gotta figure. I've got 8 million documents open. Okay, so we had 3 options: post-approximate voicing, post-nasal voicing, or both, and that's what you see on the screen. In Applesauce Project, I totally knew what you meant. And so of the 3 options,
yes.
I totally forgot you still had a cat in your lap. I was like, are you okay? You cannot see the cat.
She's so happy. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
The least favorite option was post-nasal voicing only. That only had 3 votes.
Which is really strange for me, I should mention, because, like, if you were to choose one that would be the most likely, I actually think it would be post-nasal voicing and no
nasal.
other. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
But fair enough.
But it wasn't loved. In second place with 10 votes, we had post-approximate voicing.
Oh.
Which means both is the winner.
Both is the winner!
Like 22 votes.
Oh, wow. And I know that was really unpopular on the stream last week. Now you're stuck with it. Woo!
The patrons have decided what they wanted.
They've spoken.
And I'm looking...
Hold on a sec. Can you?
There we go. Oh, yeah, people want to see the cat.
Oh, boy. That was not good. Sorry. Here. Okay, kitty cat. We just need to bring you up a little bit.
There we go. Yeah. I mean, I can see it. Surely they can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, my
her.
kitty.
I'm sorry. Her. What?
Yes, what a good kitty you are. What a clever and special cat you are. Yes. Oh, she's loving this. Okay, I'm going to tip it back. There we go.
Did you go too far?
Did it?
I don't know. Maybe not.
Do I look to be at an odd angle? How's that?
That feels more.
Good.
Yeah. I like that better. Okay.
Oh, there's Kitty looking at a picture of Kitty on my digital camera over here. Yes. Okay, so good.
Right. So both.
And we decided that it was only fricatives that were voicing, right?
Yes, which was a little bit of a painful stab for me because I wanted fricatives and stops to be voiced, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I've gotten over myself.
I feel that as well. Go ahead and say.
It took all week, but I feel better now.
Okay. So
Now, where are we going to put this rule? Because where we put it, we had already said is... Oh, wait, no, its placement meant we couldn't have the eth?
Yes.
We needed to remember the ordering to remember if eth was going to be an option.
I believe that eth is not going to be an option.
Okay.
Because eth comes from an affricate, right?
Right, which is why we had to figure out if the affricate became fricated.
Yes.
I don't think that works. We had to remember where this was going to happen to decide.
Fricated is a word.
Fricated it is a word, but it doesn't really work when the affricate already has the frication.
No, it's like it's just the African spirantizes or fricates. It's fine.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
Spirantizes. Wow.
It's fine. It's fine. Look, I mean, all this stuff is just made up, with linguistics. Have you ever thought about like how some of these these terms that we have in linguistics are just really, really silly? Like really silly? Like definiteness.
Well, you have to take that away from definition, because definition means one thing, but definiteness means something else.
Yeah, and unvoiced? Unvoiced? Like...
Or voiceless. Yeah, they go either way.
Voiceless I accept a bit better than unvoiced. It's just so silly. Oh, and did you know that David Perlmutter, my old friend from UC San Diego, he's the one that invented the terms... feeding and counterfeeding, and then bleeding and counterbleeding.
Nice. I want to invent terms that people use someday.
Yeah. Well, we have tickety boo.
Quick question. This was only because we have the adjective fricative still, but this is going to do nothing to the adjective fricatives, right?
No, nothing to those.
Okay.
All right, Kitty has had her fill. So, but
have you?
No, kidding me? Never get tired.
So does this mean like at some point you're just gonna run out of the room to try to find her again and lead me in?
That's how our relationship has worked. She resists, and then I just go pick her up and snuggle her until she says fine.
She's like, I will go back to the couch right behind you.
Oops.
Yeah, frequicative.
That's right.
We gotta get that. We gotta get that actually on the book somewhere. Okay, so we need to actually formalize this rule, write it up,
then we can delete the purple.
What's that?
Then we can delete the purple.
Yes, we can.
All right.
And it had to be... I feel like it had to be a location, and we had already said it needs to be here.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, it's got to be bless you. It needs to be before we delete all the coda consonants.
Huh? It sure does.
Otherwise this does nothing.
Yeah, so it's got to be before 3. Okay. So it's pretty early. I guess it kind of would pair with glide fortition, wouldn't it?
I feel like it would. Like I honestly think that it would come as rule number 1, and then glide fortition would follow.
Ooh, well, look at that. All right. Wow, you're getting after it today. Okay. Voicing. All right. Okay. See, we're going to say plus continuant. I'm just going to do plus cont. What is it continuant? What's the thing?
The what? Sorry, I was...
The thing? Oh, it is continuant. Okay.
I was laughing that Jonathan is still annoyed by the one A that's in the wrong font in that big diphthong chart.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Whoever made Palatino X really needs to get on that.
I know. The other thing that I need to do is I actually need to change the keyboard layout with ukulele so that I can make an easy keystroke for the U with 2 accent
Oh, with
marks.
the double.
Yeah, it's going to be an Alt-K one. I gave you this thing, right? Have you been using it?
Okay, so you never gave me the actual layout. So like I have the keyboard and I've downloaded the keyboard, but I don't know what any of the keystrokes are except for like 2.
Oh.
And you kept saying I'll send you the keyboard layout and
well, you could just go to Keyboard Viewer, show Keyboard Viewer. Remember Keyboard Viewer? And then
no.
like,
but I also feel like
watch.
this is a conversation that
See, look, and I just did Alt K. See? And then like it shows you what you get. You hit Shift.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is all the Alt K ones right now. Notice there's nothing for you. And it even shows you in the upper left-hand corner. Let's make this. Can we make this bigger? Oh my, we can. Hold on. Whoa. Okay. Okay, so when you hit Alt K, all right, you get these, right, and then you can get all of these little fun guys. Like there's the ja for Esperanto. There's angma. There's our old friend L with a line through it, an open O, a dotless I, and then sh and ja I have down there. Then if you hit Shift, look at that. You can get a capital open O, in case we ever wanted to do one of those languages. You know what I mean?
So for the people asking, this is a keyboard that David made in terms of the layout for keystrokes that are typically needed to avoid using a full IPA keyboard at times. And he had sent it to me but never told me how to use it. So like I downloaded it, I have it on all my computers, but I've never used it.
And now for another one, if you do Alt and then hyphen, it gives you all of these lovely characters with macrons. Look at that. See? So then you can have a capital Ash with a macron. And then if you just hit Alt, does it do the regular Alt things, or were there some funny things? I forget. No, I think that was it. I think that was
remember.
it. Anyway.
And Mateus, I know David and I both have used ukulele to make keyboard layouts, and I think that's compatible with. That's not just Mac, right?
Oh, it's just Mac.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Entirely separate thing for Windows.
Gotcha. So never mind. If you're a Mac user, ukulele.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's a good idea. I could just share this keyboard layout. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll share it when I add the U with the double slashes.
Which means I either have to modify the one I've already downloaded or re-download it.
No. It's kind of amusing to me. I don't know. It's been a few years since I've thought about it, but there are still people that use Windows machines, aren't there? Like,
yes, there are.
They're just out there in the world. Like, you've seen their Windows machines with their little key with the Windows logo on it.
I always like because when I used to teach on campus, all the computers in the classrooms were Windows, and my students would always laugh at me because invariably, like in the middle of class, I'd be like, "How do I find the menu?" Like I couldn't remember how to use a Windows.
Yeah.
Even though I used it every day in every class that I taught, and I still got confused.
Yeah, I just used it for the internet. Oh gosh, let me tell you what I miss. You know what I miss? I miss Elmos. Did you love those things?
We still had them at SFA, so.
Yeah, I love them. I love using Elmos. Like I don't even have a reason to use one right now, but I just like them. I think it would be. I think it would be cool for a stream, especially an orthography stream. Like you could just see somebody's
It would be
hand.
super cool.
Yeah.
So that's what we need to invest in.
Yeah.
We need desktop Elmo for streaming. That's it.
Yeah, but then it's like, then it'd have to be a separate window on the thing, and it's just, you know. Well,
It takes over your desktop. Like whenever you switch it over, it just becomes your desktop. It's fine.
All right.
Okay, let's
to be
write this
thought
up.
about.
You wrote it? No, you didn't write it.
Voicing.
You started it.
Okay, plus continuing goes to plus voice, and is that going to take anything that it ought not?
What do you mean?
No, it will not, but we need to
Because
do
F just goes to V and S to Z.
plus
That's all we...
continuant minus glottal. There we go. Goes to plus voice after consonant, and either plus sonorant.
Miles, you're absolutely right. That would be what a desktop Elmo would say. Can't
Plus-
use pronouns.
Plus sonorant. Plus
Elmo needs to
consonantal.
update now.
Oh gosh.
Don't power or unplug Elmo.
Is that what you really drew? That makes Elmo sad. Why aren't you better? That's not how a consonant works.
Oh my God.
Silly.
Yeah, left. Oh my goodness, it is August 5th. Happy birthday, anime fan.
Hey!
I'm
Oh.
sorry, I'm losing it over.
Man. Oh, and you haven't seen Schitt's Creek, so you're not going to get what Kobe said. Why did David
No,
say Cloud
I
like more?
have not seen it. That's on my watch list, though. Oh my gosh.
And the consonant has to be minus glottal. It's just for you, Kobe.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Yeah. Oh,
Yes, Jonathan, I do turn bright red when I laugh too hard. I turn bright red really for 8 million reasons.
I've told you previously about one of Meridian's favorite books, which was Potty Time with Elmo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, when I read it, I have to do the voice, because it's like, otherwise you're not even reading the book, right? You know?
I guess I never really ever read a book then in that case.
No, Elmo has to use the potty.
Yeah.
Nah. just no.
She really likes it.
I mean, good for her.
And man,
Okay.
that Mr. Noodle, what a dip, you know?
Mr. Noodle makes Elmo's world. That's
That's not a cup, Mr. Noodle.
oh my gosh. Okay.
Alright, so the proto-fricatives S and F voice to Z and V respectively after coda R and N. Do we just have N as codas in the proto language?
No,
or do
we
have
actually
N?
have all 4 as proto.
Okay. Okay, good. And then okay.
Juniper, no Elmo Lang. No. He can make me laugh by pulling it out every now and then, but I would seriously
Wouldn't that be
leave
fun?
him behind on the stream by himself if we did a whole Elmo thing. No.
Wouldn't that be fun though? Like, you know, and then Elmo's teaching you the language. It's like
No, that's the ablative. You needed the ablative.
No. As good as you do the laugh. No. Okay, so I'm going to delete the purple because we figured that out. Whoops. And so now
yeah.
we're left with a list of potential protoforms that people were just kind of shouting out last time, so that's exciting.
Cool.
And I I think we're ready to just keep moving forward and decide. Minnie is here.
Hey, yes, we did. Hi,
Miss
Minnie.
you so much. In fact, I'm pretty certain we've talked about you in every live stream, even when you weren't here.
I know, but like, don't go and watch those old live streams because it wasn't all positive.
What? David's lying.
I am lying. But I did want to ask a super serious phonology question. Is it breaking the spirit of the poll to potentially revisit the idea of having these fricatives affricate after nasals?
Okay, and so specifically, would they still be voiced?
They would be. So, for example, ansa would become anza, which would become adza, which, when the later frication rule applies, would probably become ada.
But only the alveolar. Or we wouldn't do the same with the labial.
No, that would go from, so amfa to amva to amva to abva, like in obvious.
I'm sorry. I was looking over at the IPA chart and pulled my eyes back over just in time to see that huge grin on your face. It's like kid at Christmas, so excited.
It's just a thought. It's just a thought. If it breaks the spirit of the poll, then obviously, we don't need to do that.
Magpie says I support anything that gives us ed.
Mm-hmm. David, nobody pronounces the B in obvious? What?
Obvious. No, I do, I think. Obvious. Yeah, I get
Obviously. What do you do? Pronounce a geminate V? You deviant. Obvious.
I mean, you can say obvious without the B. Like
obvious?
I just did.
Like obvious?
Obvious. You can do it.
Yeah, you can do it.
That's totally...
Obvious. I don't know, I kind of get that va in there, obviously. Oh, wait. Abva, the Swedish music band. Well, did you mean music or metal? Abva. Or maybe it's just a play on ABBA, which is what all music sounds like to Jesse.
Listen. You send me two sound samples and say one is more ABBA-like than the other. You didn't tell me which you thought was which. I get to come to my own conclusions. I do not think it breaks the spirit of the poll. We still have the voicing happening in those locations, and it's still focusing only on the fricatives. And so I think that could be arguable, that because I mean that really, it normally, not normally necessarily, but I think it's common to get that epenthetic stop between a nasal and a fricative.
Okay, well let's throw down a couple of examples here. Go back to this.
And Dark Horse is reminding me that we could do a poll about it now that we can do YouTube polls.
Yep. So, and I'm gonna pull this up. And now.
Okay, now I have to look up what obverse means, because Graham says he pronounces it in words like that.
Obviously.
Oh. By the way, one of the definitions really cracks me up. I looked up the word obverse, and one of the definitions is of or denoting the obverse side of a coin or metal. Thanks. And then you have to go to the other definition to find out what that is, and that's the side of the coin or metal bearing the head or principal design.
You have to flip to the other definition.
I had to look to the other definition, yes.
Gotta flip it to the other side.
To the obverse side, yes. Ah!
Red Hot Chili Peppers. Take it on the obverse side. Okay.
Ooh, in biology, that means it's narrower at the base or point of attachment than at the apex or top, like an obverse leaf. And I'm putting the stress on the wrong syllable. It's averse, not obverse. Excuse me. When it's an adjective, when it's a noun, it's obverse. Woo! Oh, thank you, Minnie. That will help me actually remember it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's.
So this is what we're looking at.
Yeah, that's the proposal there.
Oh, and it would only be nasals, which makes it more exciting because then we get the Z and the Ed. Yes, this is happening.
You want to just not even do a poll?
I mean, like, yeah, let's save the polls because.
Yeah. I mean, Biblaridian isn't even here. He'll never know.
But, like, I want to do this, so I don't want it to, like, come out a way that makes it so I just either do another poll to try to override the first or just say, well, cool, thanks for voting, but here's what we're doing.
Yep, you got it. Done.
Thank you, Minnie. Minnie seconds the motion. She's right, that's all I need.
Awesome.
Oh, hey, Bev. I'm sure you just now got here.
Who? What? Well, we didn't do anything.
Nope.
Oh, man.
So Jonathan, really, what would we have it? Sorry, you did like a B and you're confused, which makes me laugh. Nice little joke. But what would happen is it would go from like nasal F to nasal V to nasal BV, and then the nasal drops out, leaving the BV.
Yep.
Matei says can't skip the bib.
Mm-hmm. And it's like you could see a future scenario where BV becomes VA, voiced by labial fricative, and then we have a distinction between a labiodental and bilabial, but it's like, no. It's too much. No, we're not going to do that.
Too much, yeah.
Okay. Biblaridian, how to put this? Can you come out with an album of you doing accordion music?
Did you just say you don't know how to put this, and
Yeah.
then you just literally asked a straightforward question that was all you needed to ask?
Yeah, it was a hedge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
It was a weird hedge given the context.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's what I like. It could be called Biblacordion. I like it.
Nice.
Gogol Bordello, you know them?
Ooh, sorry, I was reading the chat. What?
Gogol Bordello, do you know the band?
No.
All right, talk about that later. Okay. Okay, so we need to write this rule in. And so it's going to be after voicing.
Okay, that's awesome. Minnie has a relative who plays the accordion in a bluegrass band,
Really?
and that's awesome. Okay, where we put it?
It really doesn't matter as long as it's after voicing. Because if it was before voicing, then
This, right. But it'll be interesting to see where we put it, because we have a V and an edge from different sources. Will the V and the edge be affected by this epenthetic stop affecting the fricative?
Yeah. Okay, so no, this is important, especially with respect to glide fortition. If we put it before glide fortition, then we will have instances of va, and then other instances of just va.
Yeah.
So this might be a poll-worthy question. So let's come up with relevant examples.
And if we do that, because my other question then is, would anything happen with the ja?
Yeah.
If we're doing this to the V and the Z, I think it would stand to reason that the ja would potentially have some sort of epenthetic stop as well, if that's how it's going to be.
So this is if we put the rule before glide fortition. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we have will become mappa. And then
Oh, and hey, Emily. Good to see you here.
manual. Is that right?
Okay. So uo does indeed become wo, but it's not. But it happens after the glide fortition. So manuo would still be manwo.
Got it. Okay.
But manwo is going to be manvo.
We have a proto W?
Yes.
Okay. And we have a proto yeah.
Yes.
Can you check my math here? Is this correct?
Okay, we've got mafla. Yes. And that would be manger. Yes. Correct. Except the N is still going to drop out of manuo, and it'll just be mawo.
Really? Why?
Oh, are we using, it would be ma nuo at that point?
I thought so. I believe so. Let's see what Lexurgy thinks. Yeah.
Okay. I was treating the W as the onset instead of as part of a clustered onset.
No. The W is the onset, but not when it starts as a vowel. See? Yeah, see, Lexurgy knows what's up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seeing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
So then that's fine. Yes, it was right.
Okay, so then, so that's if we insert the rule before glide fortition. And now, what is going on? Why can't I swivel this around? Like, has it been raised or lowered? Weird. Anyway, whatever. Now this will be after glide fortition.
Mm-hmm.
Still get us our mabba.
I do not find the Otamatone as the greatest thing ever, but I'm glad that somebody does.
The what?
The Otamatone.
I've never heard of that.
You should look it up and listen to it.
Otamatone. Oops. Don't.
Yeah, Magpie says, David, look up the Otamatone right this second.
No, that's exactly what I was doing. Can you name 8 songs played on the weird Otamatone? Here we go. Take on Me, Otamatone cover.
Is the sound going to come through?
Look at it, so cute.
So, can you hear it? Because, like, I can't hear it from whatever you're listening to.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Oh, and Tethys says they can hear it. I just can't, so.
Like to say it.
Juniper says, I just tried to close that ad twice. They forget it's on your screen now.
Sorry.
Okay, so I am the only one who can't hear, apparently.
Take me on. Okay, we're not gonna go all the way.
Oh my god, you're not gonna do the.
No, look at this. Was it designed to have this cute little face?
I don't.
Oh, it's from Japan.
No, I just know that
Otamatone.
all the ones I've seen have looked just like that.
Belgian with a cute company. Synthesizer buddies.
Kai says, my wife has been sort of listening to the stream from the side, and even she said, David is in a mood today.
Being Japanese for tadpole, and later Otamajakushi. Oh, wow. With sound, with sound emerging from the mouth. This is amazing! Wait a minute! Who doesn't like this?
I said it wasn't my favorite ever. Somebody said it was the best instrument ever, and I was like, no. But I'm glad somebody.
I gotta know if I got a friend who collects, like, you know, original synthesizers. I gotta know what he thinks about this. And in fact, if they're not too expensive, I think I'm gonna buy him one. I mean, look at this. This display. Hold on. 600 yen. That's like nothing.
I was gonna say they're not too expensive because I know that for my son's orchestra, literally one of the SFA students bought one just for the song the piece they were playing.
Mm-hmm.
And
little ditty.
I don't think a college student would have just purchased one for one song unless it were affordable.
$50. I'm buying this. I'm absolutely 100% buying this. Oh my god. This is amazing. Look, they have one that looks like Kirby.
Yeah. I could imagine, Jonathan, that your family didn't like it very much when you were practicing. And yes, indeed, Jonathan, what have you done?
Okay.
And Nakai says, do it, David. Do it now. Show us your sweet, sweet credit card number.
I just put everything on the LangTime account.
So now we're going to have 80 Otamatones.
I mean, after all, the idea came up on a stream. Who could argue that this wasn't a LangTime purchase?
Let's do the afterglide fortition.
Yeah.
Changes.
I want to be sure I'm right about this, but I think that this is it.
Well, yeah, because it wouldn't undergo any sort of change there. So the final two are still going to be what they are.
Oh, wait a minute. Where do we have that de-affrication rule? The Affricate said that the push forward to become th and th. Seeing its opportunity, this boldness to fortify the
Tangi, how are you blaming me when all I did was participate in commenters?
Yeah. Dongi knows what he's talking about.
I see what y'all are talking about, and I just want you to know I see. And now you're right. David is probably going to get an Otamatone and play at the beginning of every episode. And
we can have.
What have I done?
We can have a little theme song. LangTime, everyone come and listen. That'd be nice. Little ding is a part of it now.
I have a meeting that's starting, and so I'm getting all sorts of alerts.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You're just gonna skip out on us?
Oh no! Well, no, because it's an in-person meeting in a state that I'm not in right now. So.
Well, that'll show them.
Aww, but I did just get a picture. It's baby chicken moving day.
Oh, that's a good day.
Oh, I'm very excited. I can't wait to go visit the baby chickens in their new home.
Okay, glide decimation. Glides are deleted after nasal.
Ox says, everyone come listen to Jesse. Oh, and David is here as well. That's part of the theme song.
Nice.
Oh, and thank you, Narmo. I love my shirt too.
What is... Glides are deleted after nasals and approximants. Then... Where does the oo become the wha? Because...
In, like, Rule 2.
And then why aren't the glides deleted after the nasal?
See, I was right. It would just be Mawo, wouldn't it?
No. Why doesn't Rule 7 apply since it comes after Rule 2?
Okay, so man wo should be mano because the wo disappears.
Theoretically.
I think that's just something was missing. Oh, Minnie, congratulations. She got a new job.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay, so Graham says U becomes W in the hiatus resolution.
Yeah, it sure does. There's no glide decimation rule here. Let me try to reload.
And Noelle is reminding us that we meant that roll for the ya, so that way we wouldn't get man ye versus manye. And so we did end up deleting all glides after nasals and approximants, but that's going to happen with the W's too. So I think it's just missing from lexurgy. Oh, and that's awesome. Minnie is now running her own after-school program. That is so cool.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, right. I forgot to do not disturb was now on.
Oh, did something come through?
I think you have to click load example again as well.
Ooh, and Rapio, yes, I am happy to know that you're formatting your work in progress file. That is always fun to do. It may never live up to David's standards of formatting, but...
Okay. So then. Really? Manye becomes mane? That doesn't seem right.
But that's why we did it, if you recall, because we had like every possibility and to just get it across the board. We did. I remember talking about this at length in one of the streams.
Okay, well these are wrong then. This is this becomes mango.
That would be mano and mane.
No, mango and mane for some reason. That doesn't sound right.
Oh, because we velarized.
Yeah, we did.
It's rule 6. Velarization is why it's mange.
Yeah, but why isn't it manier?
Because we did not do that. We would have to write a rule for it. All coronal stops and approximants become velar before a W. So that's how we get mange. But at no point did we say that the N becomes palatal in front of a palatal. And Graham is saying we did no palatalization. And that is very true.
Is that a poll? Because New York becomes.
We
New
did do
York.
a poll.
It was the anti-New York sound change. That's what it was. Okay. Okay. Wait, I have to read the chat.
Yeah, patrons voted for no palatalization.
Yes. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, so.
Ooh, I like your username, Juno. Juno does world building. That's fun. And then Dark Horse says that I know an example of an ooh going to a ga, going to a cha, and then a ka in one instance. Okay. Graham, you're right. We're so used to doing palatalization that now we're questioning everything. Okay.
Make sure these are right. Yep, Mavo and Magie.
Yeah.
Okay, so then here's what may happen.
So really, glide fortition does nothing to the bottom two. So that is one important thing.
Yeah, except then I think this happens.
Which means we're left with the same as before glide fortition.
Except for this one.
Out of curiosity, why keep the "v" if we're not going to keep the "j"?
It's not a. Well, we had the coronal affricates simplifying or resolving as.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. And so I figured if tsa is going to tha, then probably ja is going to go to ja. And so either way, you
No,
get the same
we
thing.
do keep cha.
But that happens
Because
late.
at the end of it, we still have the tsa, cha, and then the ja.
But that happens late. That's the last sound change. Is ja goes to cha.
Okay.
Now, as for the tsa, I think that comes late as well.
And Graham is asking why create affricates if we're just going to kill them.
Yeah.
But we're only killing One potentially.
Yeah.
The BB would still be there.
Yeah, so these are the last two sound changes that give us our affricates back. So the thing is, if we were producing the j affricate anywhere before here, really, if we do it before 12, the j is going to become a j.
Graham says, so we're only killing the non-silly affricate?
Obviously. Okay, so I guess then the only question is, do we want one extra instance of the?
Okay. Okay. Write that up as a poll.
Yep.
Okay. I got it. Where'd you move your window? Okay. Should, what is this?
So Miles, yes, it would if it came after step 12. But remember that the reason that we're producing this j is because of a general epenthesis rule that for nasals followed by fricatives.
Okay. Fortition. I swear I spelled that right. It says it's spelled wrong. Before. So non-wo goes to mavo. After. So non-wo goes to mavo. Okay. Because that was the only one that was different. Okay. Making sure I type this right, making sure I have no typos because I can't take it back. Okay. Poll is happening. It should show up any second. There we go. So far, one vote. So 100%, 100%. Juniper, we don't yet have a rule that would take j and bring it down to j. That would have to either be grouped in with another rule or do something.
Rule 12.
It would be rule 12, Juniper. Sorry. Oh, and I need to, okay, we've got 54. We got 33 votes in. So almost 19. Oh, and
wow.
We're up to 56 watching now. We do polls, more people tune in.
It's just swinging back and forth.
And Tuggy, the votes are anonymous. Yes. And so, like, I can't even see who votes which way. And I'm the master of the poll, as it were. Oh, have fun at work, Emily. I'm glad you were able to tune in for as long as you could.
I want to hear Juno does World Building's pronunciation of palatalization. Trying to imagine it.
Well, needs some palatalization.
Honestly, and Juno, if you know anything about me, you know that half my pronunciations come out hic.
Pronunciation, Jesse.
No. Okay, so I am going to end the poll in about 10 seconds because we've got 42 votes in. Oh, 43, I mean. We've almost got them all. So I'm gonna, you know, I swear people logged in on another account just to vote. Numbers going up and down. Bring on the extra votes here.
All right.
All right. So, being done in 10, 9, 8. Okay, that's too much to count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I am ending. It has been 10 seconds. I am ending the poll with only 9 votes outstanding. All right.
All right, we're doing it.
And there are the results with 46 votes. We want afterglide fortition, which really, for Graham, means you don't need to do any extra rules in lexurgy for the whole j thing because it disappears anyway. So
Yeah.
That could be good.
well,
Bib.
well,
Treachery,
Magpie.
is that because your vote didn't win?
Magpie, a lot of people voted leave for Brexit as a joke as well. Every vote counts. We're stuck with it now. All right. This is Otamatone.
Yes.
Nothing goes to. Let's see.
And you're right, Josh. Mopbo does sound cute.
Okay, and then in C plus nasal and C plus continuant plus consonantal. And epenthetic.
All right.
Stop. Inserted between a nasal and a fricative. Note, all such instances feature voiced fricatives. And so the epenthetic stop is voiced. But I'll go ahead and write it anyway. There. Okay. And then Rule 12. Well, Rule 13 now. Rule 13.
Right. And hey, Megan. I'm going to see if you also change, because it's no longer a dento affricacial. Affricacial?
Okay, now I'm thinking
because
about
that's
this.
not dental.
Now I'm thinking about this. So here the idea was that because these were dental right?
Right.
The idea is that they were so dental that they just went you know, just eventually became became
Right.
I suppose it doesn't have to actually target ja, since that will be post-alveolar.
Right.
Okay, I can see a justification for doing it either way. Second poll, keep ja or kill it.
Okay. We're going to do another poll.
Here we go.
Keep. Let me ask this as a question. Should we keep we're going to just be specific. Ja. And let's see if it lets me use. Oh, but I can't do a question mark when I have my IPA keyboard on. Yes. Bring on the. Just a second. Need the back. It. Okay.
hope you appreciate what I typed in the chat.
We're being spoiled.
And
Spoiled. Okay, here we go. And we will find out whether we're going to have mage or mage. That's
David.
all right. So I'm watching. Over half of you have already voted. Excellent. And I'm waiting to find out. A bunch of poltroons. Nice.
Oh, wow, Jonathan. I really like that. Book Guardian for librarian.
Ooh.
That is quite evocative.
Yes.
Yeah. And Jesse, of course, will not have seen Hilda that has the whole, like, guild of witch librarians.
Sorry, what?
You haven't seen Hilda. There's this whole, like, cabal of witch librarians. Like, all the librarians are witches.
I have not. What is Hilda?
It was a, or it is, it was a graphic novel that became an animated series on Netflix. Has 2 seasons out. And
Good to know.
honestly, it is a show that should hire us. I don't know what you're doing not having a language in Hilda. Seriously, there should be several.
Witchy librarians definitely need languages.
Yes, they do. They have spells and everything. It's all just kind of like
All right, so
Latin-y made up.
we are. I'm cutting off David.
All right.
We have a lot of votes.
Yeah.
Only 12 outstanding, and so I'm going to give you, a few more seconds. If you haven't hit your vote and you need to vote, do it now, because I'm going to close out the poll very, very, very soon.
Oh, I'm writing it in there already. I'm writing the results in there.
All right, so here we go. Can you see all the results once you vote? You see? Okay.
And I 100% vote. So deal with that.
I can't. That's not fair.
I'm watching. I get to vote.
All right, here we go. I am ending the poll. Thank you all for a lovely voting session.
All right, Jesse, I'm here.
Hey.
Hey!
I've done nothing wrong.
So we're keeping the mage. The mage.
Mage, yeah, I've done nothing wrong at all.
No, you're not Roman or Mona Lisa.
Where's our little boy Roman? Little man.
I think he's asleep in my room.
Okay. I have not gotten on the Dragon Prince. I have not watched it.
It's so good.
I haven't seen a bit of it, and I don't know. It's set in actual Europe, isn't it?
No.
What?
No.
I heard that it was set in like the real world.
All right. So
Dragon Prince also reverses the dialogue for spells. Yeah, I'm not watching that.
You can go back to
watch
Rule
it.
13 and keep it as what it originally said.
I did. That part's taken care of. Now I'm trying to handle. I wanted to add specific examples for parentheses. To wit, in W, V will become MBV, NZ will become NDZ, and Well, now I see why I had this quandary. Because now why is anza? No, that because it's dental. Because that one's dental. Because the N is dental and no, the Z's alveolar, isn't it?
And so why did you make it an ed?
Yeah. Feels like.
I don't know.
Uh-oh. Feels like we either have ja and za, or we have ja and the.
Okay. Okay. Magpie's like, no, the.
How can we save this?
I just don't I guess. Okay.
The reason that that those th ones are becoming th is because they were dental. We have the epenthetic stop that's emerging in between N and Z. Presumably the N is going to assimilate to the Z and is actually going to be alveolar. And so with an epenthetic stop, the whole thing is going to be alveolar, and so it's not going to be anza, it's going to be anza. The only way I see that we can rescue this is if after coda simplification, the remaining za moves forward.
To join the dental?
Yeah.
Since at that point it will still be a dental TS?
It'll be, yes. It's a dental TS all the way up until Rule 13.
Like, yeah.
It's a language for mice. Let's do it.
And magpie, just to be clear, the ja still exists. Just because there's also a ja, they're going to appear in different locations, though.
Yep. Yeah, I'm fine with this. I'm fine with this. I don't care what Bibliomanian says we're doing.
Juniper, yeah, you're still going to have just regular voicing after the R. It won't be affected by the epenthetic-ness.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Ooh.
All right. All right, it's fine. Did you get all that, Graham?
Don't we normally spell J with a J when we romanize?
Yeah, but it's just... No, you're right. Never mind. I just thought to show the appendices, but yeah, it's fine. That's good. That's good. That's good. I like it. It's very cool. All right. Okay. We can stop messing around with sounds now. We're done. I promise.
Okay, Graham. Thanks. He's got it. But we do need to add the J to the sound chart.
We sure do. Oh, I made it big. Oh, that's too bad. There we go. Okay. Let me table, distribute columns even. Oh, well, obviously, if it hasn't made enough room. Oh, that hurts.
The extra line.
Yeah. Let's do this. Here, might as well. Might as well. Damn! Okay, fine. Hold on. Okay, there we go.
And yes, Graham, so Mansa becomes Mada. Yes. Yes. Perfect. And what is this face, Jesse? Was I making a face? Did I make a face?
You often do.
Uh-oh.
You often do. It's
What
like,
did this one say?
It's like, you know, when I have a suggestion, I'm like, why don't we do this? And the face you do is like that. Just every time. Deleting that.
Well, I guess all I can say is have better ideas so they immediately strike me as good. It was an extreme pout? Ah, what did you do that made me pout?
I don't know. When I try to do the ja, it becomes Drja? Drja? Really? Madja. Madja. Madrja. How are you inserting like a tap into this? Madja. Come here, Madja. I must tell you the secret of eternal happiness.
Don't make me pout again. We need to keep focused. Speaking of being focused, we finished sound changes for now, right? Like we can say we're done.
We're done.
You know where I'm going with this?
I think I do. Unfortunately, I'm out. Give me 1 second. I'll be back.
He has to run away again. Narmo, I really hope you sleep well, and I hope tomorrow you wake up and it is a much better day. Yes, we do have 2 more languages coming up. Dogs and cats, we won't know what order they're in, although based on past votes, it seems like I kind of know what we're doing next. Ooh, and Ragdoll, that's right, you do have your Jins. And well, yeah, we can definitely talk about romanization, although I think also in this language, all of our sounds are very easily romanizable. This is not at all going to be the same problem that we faced in Spachla. Minnie, why are you doing this to me?
Okay, here we go. Where were we?
No, sorry, I'm trying to see what Minnie is making me try to pronounce. But, I swear. Sometimes they get stuck to the wrapper. Oh well, let's see if it still works. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Cheers. Ding.
So I think this one really is stuck to the wrapper. I'm gonna see what happens. Ragdoll offered you a Jin if you ran out.
What is Jin?
It's candy.
It's what?
A candy?
What type of candy is it?
Ginger?
Ah. Copico. Better than ginger.
Oh, Freddie! Happy birthday in advance.
Ginger's
It's
overrated.
next Thursday. I gotta write it down so I remember next Thursday to tell you happy birthday. There we go. Oh, goodness gracious. This Copico did not want to be freed.
The heck is an R with a hat on it?
I think this Copico partially melted. I'm gonna need to turn my air down in here. Okay. Great. I am adding.
Wait, what are we doing?
I don't know.
Megan is saying, please, Jesse. Misspelled. David, you can too if you want to laugh out loud. Whatever. What are we doing?
I don't know. I'm scrolling up. I
Jesse
don't
needs
know.
to pronounce this. Oh, yeah, this thing in Shenya. I don't know what the under tilde means, though. It might be creaky voice. And yeah, life. Hey, I'm sorry. It's
And Megan, oh, it's creaky voice. Gotcha. Megan, David misspelled my first name for approximately 5 years after he met me.
Yeah.
And after we were friends and like on each other's Christmas card list.
Mm.
And it was still misspelled.
Yeah, I didn't know that there was a difference between the spellings of Jesse. I've learned since.
Oh man. He kept writing sassy friends. Matisse, that's amazing. In fact, I can pull out the signed copy of the book.
Oh. Don't shame me.
I can hold it up.
You're not the only friend's name I've misspelled on that book, though.
Jonathan. So David has a merger between spellings of Jesse and therefore couldn't distinguish them?
That's right. Don't you diss my accent. My written accent.
That was perfection, Jonathan. I love it. All right, let's do talk grammar.
No.
If everyone must know.
Thank you.
He spelled it Jesse.
Mm.
Don't even pretend like that's any sort of anything other than sugar water, because that is all that is.
No, there's some coffee and chocolate in there.
No, it's sugar. I saw how much sugar you put in that.
Oh,
and I
remember
just
the
want
one I
everyone
made him with maple syrup? He said it was just sweet enough.
with the maple syrup
With the
and the
maple
fourth
syrup!
of a cup of white
Ooh,
sugar.
I didn't know there was maple syrup in there.
Oh, the scoop I used to put it in there is actually a half cup. I just don't fill it all the way.
Okay, sorry. The almost half a cup of pure white sugar.
It's more like
in
a
that
third
one cup.
of a cup, really.
Man.
Mixed
I
with
like
milk
it.
and
Like,
chocolate syrup and coffee concentrate.
Like, I get sugar high from my little hard candy here.
Yeah, well, I know it's the
And-
right sweetness when I taste it and shudder a little.
Like, okay, number one, your teeth are going to fall out at some point.
My teeth
All of them.
My teeth are so strong.
They're going to fall out from the half cup of sugar you drink in a glass.
Ask me how many
And
cavities I
yes,
have.
David is drinking death. White sugar kills you, man.
You know, it's okay. It's okay. He already got the vaccine, so, you know, like, he was going to get cancer anyways.
Yeah. Anyway.
Mm.
I know, it's not an exaggeration. Literally, he's drinking sugar.
Oh, it's
I mean,
so
sugar
good.
with milk. And chocolate syrup. Don't forget the chocolate syrup.
And a tiny bit of coffee flavoring. It's perfect.
Well, it's not a tiny bit of coffee. There's a quarter cup of concentrate in there.
See? Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's brown. There has to be some coffee in there.
And Alistair is right. You should really just snort the sugar. It would be much more efficient.
But then you wouldn't get to taste it. Something I could eat with a spoon, though, is powdered sugar.
Oh, and he has.
Oh.
He has.
Oh.
What do you mean? Oh, like it's delicious. Are you kidding me? Like powdered sugar.
Let's talk grammar.
I could have a little bowl of powdered sugar just as part of a meal.
There is something wrong with you.
There is something wrong with you. It's sugar. It means good. Sweet means good.
It means body death. Okay, let's go on.
Look at me. Look at me. I'm pretty much perfect. And this is how.
I mean, yes. Well, your insides are rotting. Your outside.
No, it's a genetic thing. His grandpa's the same way. They have a genetic sweet tooth.
Yeah, see? And he's still alive and kicking. So, Dark Horse is asking me if I heard the Dothraki used on Rick and Morty. I did not. And I also was not contacted about it and invited to, like, go, and hang out with them. Yeah, like, I could have voiced that. No, so I haven't gotten a chance. I haven't seen anything from
Just
this
in
season.
all capital letters, Wesley wrote, David, are you okay?
I'm feeling great.
Applesauce Project says, relish your toes while you can. Yeah, Agohiza says, Jesse, David obviously has a merger between sweet and good.
Look.
Okay, let's start talking big picture.
Hey, we're talking about people. Does bitter mean good? Does sour mean good? Does salty mean good? But
Did you say salty?
Sweet, I did not. Roll back
You
the
said
tape.
salty.
Roll back the tape. I did not. Sweet is the only one that means good when applied to a person. There's a reason for that.
Bless your heart.
I don't know. I'm fond of a salty dog.
Salty originally meant
I do
funny,
love salty things too.
right? You can back me up on this. In the 20s, right? Like when you describe somebody as salty, that they were funny, right?
Usually it meant they had an appropriate humor.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I had a merger between inappropriate humor and appropriate humor.
For him, inappropriate humor is the only kind of humor, so...
I.e., nothing is inappropriate. Noel does say last time we wanted to talk about having more low tone. That can definitely be... One thing we had said about that was that we could
Oh, we did. Sorry.
purposefully create more roots with the things that would create low tones.
But no, we were going to do this. Remember, we discussed this. We were saying nasal codas are going to give us low tone. Remember? Please tell me you remember
Okay.
this. Like we discussed.
I remember you and I discussed this?
Yeah. And we said it in the Discord. Like it was a thing.
Okay.
Remember, somebody in the Discord went back to the original episode when we decided that nasal codas were going to give us high tone, and went back and told us what our reasoning was, and then based on that reasoning, we decided it could have gone either way. So since we're getting so much high tone, we're going to flip nasal codas to giving low tone.
I thought that was still open for discussion.
No, we decided it. Like we totally did.
Okay, that's totally fine. I'm happy.
We did it in we decided it during the weekly wrap up session, before the weekend brunch meeting. Remember? Right. See, we have too many meetings. I can't keep them all straight. I know. I mean,
I gotta stop talking to you less.
it's in keeping with the theme of the mouse language. You have to have a meeting to discuss the previous meeting and set up the next meeting.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so Graham, switcheroo.
Yep. Switchy do.
Okay. I think now, are we ready to talk grammar?
Yes. Yes. Right? We did everything, right? Everything is reflected in the sound changes now, right?
And Miles, I know that's not true because one, I take my Bloody Marys non-virgin. Two, David would not drink any sort of Bloody Mary, virgin or not, because he's not a tomato juice fan. So
I figure like the only reason that people drink Bloody Marys is because there's enough alcohol in it that you don't notice what you're drinking. That's tomato juice.
I like tomato juice.
With tomatoes.
We've had this discussion. Yes, we've had this discussion. You know I like it. Let's talk grammar.
I want to see you like drink some
Grammar time.
actual tomato juice, because if I see that, then then you're done. We're out of here. Okay, grammar time. We have our word.
When I go home tonight, I will FaceTime you, where I have jars of tomato juice at my disposal, and I will drink one on FaceTime.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna put my initial thoughts on grammar. Throw up a poll on tomato juice, and we're just talking about straight tomato juice. Yay or
No,
nay?
yeah, and no clamato. No, Miles, I do not do the clamato.
Yeah.
But we don't want to overtax them on polls.
Poll to see if we want to do that poll.
Also, Wesley has a good point. Jesus did call his people the salt of the earth, meaning they were good. Therefore, salty can mean good.
But Jesus didn't call him salty.
Magpie. That's because he didn't speak English. Magpie said that I need to come to the next stream with tomato kombucha, and I think that would do you in.
Mm.
You guys want the poll? All right, here comes the poll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly, Juno.
Let's see. How should I word it? How wrong is David about tomato juice?
No,
Is that the best
No,
way?
this is for them. Do you drink tomato juice by itself? No
Do
clamato.
you drink tomato juice, not clamato, by itself? Yes?
Yeah, just eat the darn tomatoes. That's what I'm saying.
No. Yes, y'all my salty boys.
That's what Jesus said, and thus Jesus spoke. No.
Okay, we have a poll. Bib. I get it, Bib. You don't like tomatoes.
Wow. Bib Luridian throwing it down. That's the face. That's the face.
What face? What face?
Mm. Wow. That's a high percentage. But
In Kobe, clamato is tomato juice with clam juice. Just no. Oh, the nasal switcheroo is live. Thank you, Graham. And I feel a little heartbroken because I really thought Bib and I had a stronger connection than all this, but
sundered.
that's gonna. Thank you, Tangi. You know what? I got my people.
Mm.
Oh, and Ragdoll's just never tried, so that's.
Really? Ragdoll is our age.
Sorry. Yeah. No, I was laughing at Mateus because he likes Virgin Marys. Bloody Marys? I feel like Virgin Mary is different than the Virgin Bloody Mary.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, so we have most of the votes in. I'm going to end the poll. And it's okay if you don't drink it. That doesn't mean you don't like it or you're against it.
Salute.
And Minnie, this is the first time I've worried that you aren't really my mini-me. Not a single ingredient? Okay.
Yeah, what else is in it? Tomato juice? And
Oh, well, in mine, vodka, because it's not virgin.
then,
Okay, you get horseradish in there, usually some pepper.
horseradish?
Yes!
Inside of
Okay.
the drink?
There's olives,
That's a damn condiment.
Oh my god, but mix it.
Is there
you
mayonnaise
shake
in there
it with
too?
the ice. The ice emulsifies it so it spreads into the drink.
Throw a little relish in there.
Oh, and there's usually Worcestershire sauce too. That's true.
Oh
Hot sauce.
God.
Thank you, Nakai. I was like, I know there's more. And of course, you have to have a celery stick and at least 3 olives.
How could anybody drink one of these things? I mean, at least put some
Deliciously.
clam in there.
Okay. Wesley's like, this sounds like a really entertaining drink. It is. Okay. So, let's get back to grammar.
So, we're trying to do something approaching polysynthesis. All right. By the way, are you just reading the chat? Are you just reading the chat? Oh, unbelievable. Okay.
No, we're approaching polysynthesis. You're approaching diabetic levels of white sugar in your blood. Let's do it.
I'm so healthy.
Let's do this.
0 cavities in my life.
Are we talking polysynthesis here, or are you
No,
just
we're
showing off
We're just talking about how great
your
I
pearly
am.
whites?
We're just talking about how great I am, thanks to my eating of sugar. So,
Aaron, I need you to smack him.
darn it.
I need you to smack him
Why? What'd he do?
because he thinks he's the greatest and won't shut up about it. So
Well,
just
the greatest
smack
part
it
is
out of him.
definitely wrong, but he's actually not diabetic, so.
No, that's not. He's
Okay,
just
then.
going on and on about how great he is. So
Oh, you gonna make an Amazing Great Dave song?
All right. Okay. All right. Polysynthesis.
sorry. I always say it wrong, and so I just put it all in there. And usually, I start mumbling at the end of Worcestershire. I know it's supposed to be like Worcester sauce, but I always like Worcestershire and just kind of mumble by the end.
That doesn't sound familiar to me. Okay, it doesn't sound... don't worry, I'll eventually see the Rick and Morty episode, and then we'll have a powwow about it. So there are a couple of different ways to approach polysynthesis. One way, and this is the language that I'm most familiar with, and I really like the idea, I like the thought of it, is essentially you start with a noun that is the thing that you are talking about. Not necessarily the subject or the object, it's just whatever you're talking about. And basically you just build things up until you've got everything in there that you want to say about that thing. If you know in advance that something's not going to fit, you could pull it out. And so, like the language I'm thinking about, it's this language that is a version of inductitude. It's either siglatune or marmute. They're both kind of the same grammatically. But it's like they have a fairly robust case system. They got like 7 or 8 cases. With weird names. The Vialis case came up with that name. It doesn't fit the pattern. But for the most part, it's like what they're trying to do is just like have this structure where it's like, here's the noun, say as much as you can about it. So we could do that. We could also have it be more verb focused. And so the verb is kind of like the meat of it, and then there's incorporation. And so like for this type of a thing, it's like the verb is the most important. It specifies what the role of the incorporated noun is. Everything else gets kicked out, and you build on like that.
Am I wrong in feeling that the mice would go in the first direction because they're really concerned about things?
No, I think that's a spot on observation. Ooh.
And what they're doing is almost secondary to being able to name the things and put them
Yep.
where they belong.
Yeah. Yep. I like that. Okay. So we can pursue that method and just kind of figure out where to go from there. It feels like, so you have this noun, and you're going to say everything that you can about it in a kind of like monster verb. And then everything that you can't say about it needs to be said somewhere else. And feels like that probably needs to happen first so that you don't lose what's going on here, you know? So it's like the stuff that happens first is very clearly marked and indicated, so you know exactly what the role is, that by the time you get to the end, you can follow the mouse tail to the end. Sound okay?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Cool.
So now how are we going to formalize that?
Well, we need to kind of write it somewhere. Oh, let's get rid of this. Thing,
Oh yes, we should be.
With 2 tone levels, high and low. High tones are marked with an acute accent. Now I'll just do a couple of these so that we can, oops, and low tones are unmarked. And we can discuss later the idea that we had about tone switching.
Yes.
But I want to at least get down somewhere that we're doing the double acute accent with you. There it is.
Where we do the what, sorry?
The double acute accent with E.
Oh, right.
Alright, low tones are unmarked. Okay, so here we go. I guess
I do want to say really quickly because there's some comments going back and forth, that really what you're looking at are 2 different measures whenever you try to like measure how languages do these sort of morphosyntactic things. And one is to look at it in terms of what they technically call the index of synthesis. And that's essentially how much do you package onto what the speakers would consider a single word in their language. And so the less you package on a single word, you're more analytic, because you're going to have more like with English, you're going to, like ga is its own word. You're going to have a lot of function words versus languages that are more synthetic, where like maybe, definiteness and case and other information is all marked within what they would consider one grammatical unit or word. Now that's separate from what you would measure as the index of fusion. And that's where like, how fused do those pieces become to the point where you can't really separate them out anymore, or to the point where so much grammatical information is marked that you end up getting like this one little suffix means like eight different grammatical pieces of information. And so those are actually 2 different measures. So yes, you can have a polysynthetic language or a highly synthetic language that is more fusional, but you could also have a highly synthetic language that is more agglutinative, where like those little pieces of information stay more distinct as they come together. So like those are 2 different measures.
Yeah. And I'll give you a very, very short example. So Spanish, you can throw pronouns on the end of certain verbs and produce one thing. So dame is how you say give it to me, and it comes from da, or just da, which means give in the imperative, plus me, which is me, whatever, in the dative, I guess, and lo, which is it as an object, and so you put it all together as damelo. And so it's just basically, but like it's really obvious. So the level of fusion here is extremely low, because you can separate all these things out and tell exactly what they are. In French, you have a preposition a, and you have the definite article le, and when you put them together, you get o. And it's like,
Obviously.
yeah, especially just by the sound of it, right? So you have a, right, and you have le, but with a little diacritic or whatever to make it rounded or whatever, and it's pronounced o. So it's like there's no way you're going to hear o and figure it's like, oh, that's just a plus le. It's like, no, that doesn't make any sense. So here the degree of fusion is very, very high because it's two things merged into one thing and you can't tell one from the other. So that's what fusion is. And it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with, like, you know, talking about polysynthesis. It's just a thing, you know? Anyway. So...
Okay, so yes, Miles was asking about what we're going to have, because there's 12 minutes left, so we do need to decide what will be the patron poll. I don't know, asking something like a level of fusion for a patron poll could be very difficult without having more information at our disposal. Yeah. And also that could be a really kind of vague poll, which makes it difficult to decide how we're going to move forward with it.
Plus, it's not something that we're going to ask because we know the answer to that, and by we I mean me, and so I'll tell you. So it's polysynthetic language, right? There's going to be a lot of suffixing and maybe a little bit of prefixing, but it's like we set up this whole thing where we have codas disappearing and codas affecting following consonants. So that's going to happen a lot. We're going to make it happen a lot so that things are getting voiced sometimes and not voiced other times. Don't worry, that's going to happen. So I think that what the poll should be, it's going to come from somewhere in here. So I think it makes sense for this language to be basically head final. However, there are other questions that I think that we can throw to patrons when it comes to this. So, like, LangTime is a head final language, is for the most part. But a really quick question is what to do with adjectives.
And do we have them?
Yeah. So, because it's one thing that's like those descriptors, they, especially when you're talking about polysynthetic languages like this, it's like nouns, very obvious what's happening with them. Verbs, very obvious what's happening with them and how they interact. Modifiers are a bit different. So, let's go ahead and do it purple here, and let's just brainstorm some ideas for what we could possibly do with adjectives.
As you're doing that, I also, bringing it back to what's going on in some of the comment section here, the term polysynthetic for some linguists is problematic.
Yes.
And so, like, you may, if you find online some linguists, even if, you know, one would say, I call it polysynthetic, somebody else may just say it's synthetic or highly synthetic, or, you know, like, there are a lot of different ways to describe that. So that term, don't necessarily take that as like, oh, I can't find somebody calling it polysynthetic. You need to figure out how the term is being used. And sometimes it's like you need to have this much information packaged into one grammatical word or constituent to be, quote, polysynthetic. But anyway, all that is to say it's a problematic term.
It's it used to be, you know, it was like in the 70s, right? It was common enough, and then it's like once people started to reevaluate, that's when things came into doubt. Because, I mean, for one thing, calling something polysynthetic it carries with it at least one assumption, which is that you know where the word boundaries are, and that is a theoretical question for all languages, because it's like you've made an assumption, but it's like here's where the words are, and
right.
We're saying how much is in there. Have we frozen?
Oh, I'm not.
Okay.
No, we're still live.
All right. Well, mine is just gone away, so whatever. I'll just leave it like that. We'll be fine. You know, let me know if somebody... No, wait, there we go.
I'll let you know. Everybody in the comment section, David can't read your comments. Have some fun. While you're doing the purple, adjectives, modifiers. Okay, so many says adjectives as nominal elements in apposition.
That's a really good idea. So
I see you, Graham. Beatrice says, I think we should have adjectives as a distinct word class and instead use stative verbs or nouns in juxtaposition. Oh, should not have adjectives. Sorry, I missed a not, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. Beatrice says, no adjectives as a distinct word class, instead use stative verbs or nouns in juxtaposition. Let the onion posting begin. Exactly. Bib says perhaps all adjectives are just relative clauses. In other words, they would be much more verbal in nature. And Magpie, yeah, I mean, we could definitely have a large class of just straight up adjectives in this language, and so they don't have to not just be adjectives.
I'm gonna throw out a third option. Adjectives as affixes must take a dummy verb to become stative verbs.
That actually somebody, so as you were talking, more comments were appearing, and Alistair had said adjectives as noun, but taking something like a copula as a synthetic affix, which is, to be it verb-like. So that's kind of, that kind of fits in with that. And Bib, you are right. In Tahla, the adjectives were based on nouns. It was in Ingala where they were like all verbs. We only had like stative verbs. And yeah, so saying a language is head final or head initial does definitely affect word order. I'm not sure what you mean by predetermined.
And really what I was thinking was for this is that in order for this to really make sense, the noun's got to come before the verb where we're setting this up. But that's the only thing that I think we should settle on, that nouns are coming before the verb. Everything else should be kind of up in the air.
So yeah. So,
let me think about this one.
And Tethys, I'm not sure these are all going to actually be the poll options. These are like brainstorming options right now. And it'll be something.
Yeah, I'll work it out and make sure that, and this poll is going to have to go up tonight. So for patrons, sometimes I've been getting the polls a day or two late. This has to go up tonight. So I'll be sure that it does.
Dark Horse, you're asking about noun incorporation. I'm not sure what specifically you're asking there.
Can you tell?
Yeah, I don't.
It just makes it hard to tell it's purple.
What to do, indeed. Applesauce Project says, I would think for the highly bureaucratic mice that noun classes are a must. They'd categorize everything. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying, Dark Horse, except we had already decided that the noun would actually be the more, I guess, important root, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah. Where
whatever noun you're actually talking about is going to be the base around which everything else is built, rather than the verb being the root and then the noun being incorporated into it.
Classifiers.
Ah.
I like this idea.
Alistair says the poll should be what should be put in David's Bloody Mary for the start of the next episode.
I want coffee, chocolate,
Sugar.
lots of sugar.
All sugar. You gotta list them in order of amount, and you have more sugar than anything else in there.
Yes, I do.
Freddie says definiteness is highly mouse-esque. Oh, and Tungi, okay. So Tungi had said yes, please, to noun classes, mainly because he wants to see how to evolve them. However, that could also be a fun thing to talk about on a podcast if we don't do it here.
Yeah, but also remember that there's going to be some heavy noun classes, noun classing in the cat language.
Oh, that's right. So we will get there. Okay, yeah.
Because I really want that for the cat language. Not giving that up.
Then so it shall be. And based on past votes, I'm going to say cat language will probably be next. Unless the trends are wrong and everyone bucks the system and goes for a different one.
Okay. I think I know what to do with this poll now. So I think I'm good. Unless somebody has a wild one to throw out. It's like, adjectives are numbers, and everything has a number attached to it.
Tangi says sugar is the fuel of David's whimsy. Did you want to consider having a large adjective class where it's just adjectives?
No, not for this.
Okay.
Not for this. We can do that for the dog.
And Dark Horse, we are not ready for language name yet.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We need to figure out a lot of this first because.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of this episode that we have done so much during.
Yeah.
So much. But we have hopefully wrapped up those sound changes, and we're ready to really dive into grammar next time. For real.
Hooray!
And so, yay. Well, I hope you all have a good week, anime fan. I hope you have a fantastic week since, birthday. And everyone stay grammar, and see you next Thursday.
Bye, everybody.